What's up, everybody? JayC here with another TNI live stream, and we've got a lot to talk about today, including just a short while ago, some of those McFarlane Toys Justice League Snyder Cut figures started going up for pre-order on Amazon's website. So with that, we actually got new, better quality images than the ones that had leaked out previously. Yesterday and the day before. Still haven't gotten that official announcement from McFarland, but definitely the figures are coming. But before we get into the news, and just as a heads up, I am gonna we're probably gonna keep today's video to about an hour. So 7:30 now, so we'll probably go to about 8:30 today, keeping it a little bit shorter than usual, but I need to kind of wrap it up around 8:30 today. But let's see who is in the house today. JBlue68, what's up? Looking to talk about the What If figures, so we'll get into that. DCU Fanboy in the house, looking to get those Snyder Cut figures. Tony C, Jerry, Rainbow Rare, Aaron Nelson. Looks like we got a pretty full house, starting off with 44 people here, so welcome everybody. The Krang Rebellion. Blake's in the house. What's up, man? Osman. Chris. What's up, everybody? Osman says hello from Victorville, California. So it's still early in the day for you. Tony, what's up? Damien. Oh, Damien, no problem, man. Hopefully you get that straightened out with NECA. Seth, what's up? Crazy 300's in the house from California. Blade Runner, yo. Nightwing. Yeah, we got 67. We're jumping up today. So welcome everybody. A lot of things. Well, not a lot, but some pretty exciting things. We finally got those images of the Justice League Snyder Cut figures from McFarlane Toys. And we'll flip over here. So flip over to the website where we got the images. So again, some of these, not all of them, but some of the figures went up for pre-order just today on Amazon. So there's direct links on TNI to each of the figures that are currently listed on the Amazon website. If you haven't been able to find them or what have you, you can go over there and check them out. So right now, and yeah, I don't know why Amazon does this where they don't put up an entire wave with McFarlane stuff. I've seen them do this in the past, but right now we've got the two mega figures or deluxe figures, which are going to listed at $40 price tags each, with the Steppenwolf and then the Darkseid. So I'm really liking this Steppenwolf figure. I mean, as far as how it captures how he seems to appear in the Snyder Cut movie. This outfit, the CGI, I think is a bit improved over the original Justice League movie, and this figure seems to do a pretty good job of capturing that. So much improved over the Mattel one, the one that we got from Mattel, which was a Collect and Connect figure. So this one is a deluxe figure. Now, Amazon's not giving us exact measurements on the figure, but I think this is probably going to come in around 9 inches in height. So, I don't know, there's no extra head sculpts. You just get his axe. We'll flip through some of these other images here. I mean, the detailing looks really good with the outfit, the CGI outfit. So, I have no complaints as far as how this one looks. Even on the back there, would have been nice. If it is like 9-inch, like I think, then it would have been nice to maybe gotten a few extra accessories or something, maybe some energy effects to go on the axe. I don't know, but it is a fairly basic as far as accessories and figures go. So really, we're just kind of paying for the extra size, which, with McFarlane figures, we've seen like the likes of the Devastator figure, which only costs $20. So And then we got Darkseid. Now, it does appear like there's going to be two different Darkseid figures, because this one, which I guess is the regular release, doesn't have the shirt on for some reason. Where the initial image that we saw leak out earlier this week clearly had his shirt on. So I don't know if the second one is going to be like a gold label figure, but it is definitely, to me, looking like there's going to be two different Darkseid figures released. Now, I talked about this, I think, on Friday in the news video, where, like, you know, we had seen those listings for the Suicide Squad movie figure, where there was a collect and connect, or build a figure, whatever you want to call it, for King Shark that was part of the regular wave, but then there was a second King Shark that was being listed as kind of like a standalone figure, probably similar to these, that were indications of being some type of store exclusive. I want to say gold, it was listed as gold label, which here in the United States means it's going to be a Walmart exclusive. So I wouldn't be surprised if the shirted Darkseid is something similar, where it's going to be part of the gold label line and probably released as a Walmart exclusive. That's just a guess on my part, but again, based on, you know, the image here, I wasn't sure when the images leaked out yesterday if, like, the shirt was just removable or something, but here you can clearly see it just doesn't come with the shirt. So definitely there seems to be just two different versions here, and I kind of like the version with the shirt better, you know, the full-on shirt better than this one. And we'll jump over here. So these were the images that leaked out. So all these images aren't as good a quality, but it does have all the figures, and I don't know where these images originated from. Probably some overseas e-tailer or something. But, you know, this is a look at all of them. So this is the Batman figure that is a regular release that is not yet up on the Amazon website. So we don't have super quality images. Same with the Cyborg. Now there's going to be a second version of Cyborg released as a store exclusive with, like, the helmet that covers his face. That we saw Mattel do that. That's the Flash figure again. And then the black costume Superman is the regular release, and then there's going to be you know, his regular costume, which is actually going to be the store exclusive. Now this is the Darkseid that originally, this is the first image that leaked out a couple days ago that shows Darkseid with the full-on shirt. So I'm thinking this is a second figure, and like I said, just guessing here, I'm thinking this is probably going to be a gold label Walmart exclusive version. So let's see what we got. Classic action figure. What's up, man? Hey Everett, what's up? J Blue. What will these cost? So again, the mega figures are on Amazon are listed at $40. The other figures are the standard $20. So Rob, right now we're on Toy News International. That's Toy News International, which is the website tied to the channel. But the figures are up for pre-order on Amazon. And again, there are links. If you go to TNI and go to the story, there are direct links if you need it. You can just do a search and they should come up on Amazon. But if you need direct links, you can go to TNI and get them. Stickman says, Steppenwolf reminds me of a Bayverse Decepticon. Well, I mean, he's very CGI, definitely, but I think he looks better than like he did in the first round, the first Justice League movie, so the original one. So I think it is an improvement, but yes, he does look, yeah, very much has that kind of CGI look to him. Noob Master, I do not know why they changed the date on Amazon. So when they very first went up, and you know, we're talking about a couple hours ago, Amazon was listing them with a June of this year release date, which is what, you know, the overseas retailers that had put up listings for these figures, which is how we first learned about these, also had these listed in that kind of June summer time frame. Amazon right now is listing them with they switched it and changed them to January of next year. I don't know if that's just like a default release date or what, it doesn't sound right to me. The June sounds much more realistic of when we'll probably start to see these. But why Amazon changed it, I don't know. But I can't say 100%. I am thinking, they're not going to wait until January to release these. These will be out, this summer. Omega says Steppenwolf skipped leg day. Yeah, Nightwing, I agree. I think I'm going to hold off and wait and see how this fully clothed Darkseid gets released, because I think that's the one I'm going to want to get. I don't know if I want to get both of them, but I think if I have to choose one or the other, I'm going to go with this one. So let's so there's the two together. There's the Superman. Again, this black costume Superman is actually the regular release version, and then his red and blue costume, this one, is actually going to be a store exclusive. Now, I don't know, it wasn't said, in the overseas listings, it just said store exclusive, so I don't know what store. Maybe, my guess, either Walmart or Target, but I don't know which store. But you would think it would be the reverse. You'd almost think this costume would be the regular figure and the black costume would be the store exclusive, though I guess in this new version of the movie he might actually end up wearing the black costume more than he's wearing this one, so I don't know. Aquaman, that one's up for pre-order. So this unmasked Batman is the again, a store exclusive version. The masked version is the one that'll be available everywhere. Again, I don't know which store this is going to be an exclusive at, but again, probably my guess Target or Walmart. Maybe Amazon. Amazon might pick up one of these as exclusive. And then this, again, is the regular release. Even though right now, Amazon does not have the Cyborg, Batman, or Black Costume Superman listed on their website. My guess is they will very soon. I would just keep periodically checking. If you want to pre-order them there, I would just periodically check Amazon and see. And we can actually flip over to Amazon here so you can see they're listed here. I just did a search for McFarlane Toys DC Justice League movie 7-inch, and they pop up in the top row there. Oh, get off that. Do a refresh, see if anything more is listed. Yeah, so still haven't listed any of the others, but I would expect that those other figures to be put up there very soon. And it's quite possible tomorrow is when the official announcement was going to come from McFarlane. I think maybe Amazon has jumped the gun a little bit, and tomorrow there'll be like the official announcement, and they'll go up maybe every, I don't know, it's hard to say with McFarlane. They always like to give the big box retailers a jump on everybody else, so they may not go up for pre-order everywhere, but I suspect in the next few days they'll at least pop up at places like Target, maybe Walmart, what have you. And we're still waiting on the official announcement from McFarlane, so I'm thinking that's probably going to come sometime tomorrow. Now, we haven't gotten like super high quality images of the figures like Batman and Superman yet. So I'm waiting to get, before I give final word. But I will say, based on these initial images that we saw, the likenesses on Superman and Batman to me are not, I'm going to go back to them real quick, are not super great. They're not, I don't know, it's hard to say with that one with the mask, but like that to me, I don't know, that just looks off to me. It doesn't really look like Ben Affleck to me. So, not that Mattel's were great either, but I don't see, as far as the likeness goes with these, the sculpt looks good, and I would say the sculpt even looks better than the Mattel ones, but the face likenesses on both Batman and even like Aquaman looks a little off to me. Superman's probably better than Batman, but again, just not great, super great likeness of Cavill there. So the Darkseid and and the Steppenwolf I think look awesome, but and the sculpts on the others look pretty good, but some of those likenesses are off to me. Now Wonder Woman, of course, is not actually getting a Justice League movie figure because she just had her figure just got released in the for the last Wonder Woman movie. So if you want Wonder Woman, you're going to need to get that Wonder Woman 84 regular costume version. They're not re-releasing that figure for the Justice League, which makes sense to me, especially since that figure is pretty easy to find at store shelves. It makes sense to me that they're not reissuing a Wonder Woman again for this Justice League line. John says, since McFarlane is so inclined in doing vehicles, they should do the Bat Tank that appears in the trailer. Yeah, I have not seen any indication that there's going to be any vehicles or anything like that. I think, I mean, to be honest, we're probably kind of lucky we're even getting these, but I wouldn't expect vehicles or anything to come for the Justice League movie, so. Do we know what time the Snyder Cut drops? Wonder Woman dropped around afternoon Eastern time. I have not seen, Kyle, I've not seen like a specific time. So, probably I don't, sometimes they wait till midnight Eastern time, sometimes they wait till Pacific time, I don't know. But I've not seen like a specific time. I don't remember Wonder Woman because I wasn't like waiting the moment it dropped to actually watch it. I actually didn't watch that movie for a couple of days, and then I wasn't super impressed with it. So, Omega Weapon, Wonder Woman has hot dog legs. Kyle wants a McFarland Doomsday. With the Devastator figure so close to Doomsday, he's going to come eventually. Toy Chase, what's up? Randy says the 84 gold costume Wonder Woman is a really good figure. McFarlane has been uncharacteristically quiet as of late. Would like news on the death metal Darkseid Build-A-Figure wave, says Neil. I have not heard, like, a lot of companies seem to be holding up reveals, like made like a ton of reveals for next month. Yeah, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything on the books for like a set. Everybody's going to do it on the same day, but next month is seemingly more like it's going to be a bigger reveal time. Being we didn't get a super ton of reveals last month, which would have been Toy Fair. So I don't know if they're waiting for that. I know they've also been dealing with, trying to get those Spawn Kickstarter figures out to people because they got held up and things like that. So and then also McTodd himself is probably also concentrating a great deal on his new Spawn universe for the comics. He's been doing interviews and stuff talking about the comics for Spawn, that he just announced the other week. So that's probably taking a lot of his focus at the moment as well. So, um, but yeah, they definitely have gone kind of quiet the last few weeks. What's up, Adam? Seeing Brock's in the house. And I mean, McFarlane's got, they've got those new Disney figures based on the Mirrorverse RPG game. So, I assume they're going to be making some type of announcement on those pretty soon. Kyle says, "What's my favorite McFarlane Multiverse figure so far? I like the first Superman that they did. I'm probably gonna go with the Flash, the single pack release of Flash with the lightning effects." Adam is chillaxing. Landon says, "Happy birthday to him with the April reveals. Is your birthday on April 9th when we're probably going to get all those Marvel Legend reveals? No one. Jay, do I think McFarlane's going to make MK movie figures? I, I would kind of think, but at the same time, I've not heard anything. I haven't seen any listings for Mortal Kombat movie figures or anything. So if they are, they're keeping it a pretty good secret, which has not been in keeping with most of the McFarlane stuff. So that kind of lends me to think that maybe they're not going to do movies figures for Mortal Kombat, but I don't know. I mean, it would make sense that they would, but I forget off the top of my head when that figures or when that movie's going to be released, but it's coming up here, in the next few months, I think. So the fact that I have not seen anything listing figures for that or such does kind of give me some doubts, but hopefully they will. I think based on that trailer that they dropped for that movie, I'm actually kind of excited for it. I wasn't really until I saw that trailer, so. Game Boy 98 with the super chat donation. I'm beating the system, which is going to call your name out here in a minute. But Game Boy says he wants Doom to be a big bad for MCU fate. There's your call out. But anyway, I want Doom to be a big bad for an MCU phase. Salome is joining us, everybody. I can't see her on camera, but she's joined us. But I want Doom to be a big bad for the MCU phase, not a main villain for the Fantastic Four, but be like Thanos. I get what you want him to be, like the big build-up villain for one of the phases, not just for like Fantastic Four, but you want him to be like on the same level as Thanos. And I think I mean, I don't know when they're going to introduce Doom into the MCU, but I think there's probably, I would be very surprised if they don't make Doctor Doom a major player in the MCU overall, not just keep him limited to being a thorn in the side of the Fantastic Four. I'm sure he will be, if or when we get a standalone Fantastic Four movie, I'm sure he will be a thorn in their side, but I definitely feel like Doom is a major player for the entire universe and not just going to be limited to the Fantastic Four. I hope. If they don't, that would be kind of disappointing to me. Felix, what's up? Kevin, I've not heard anything recent on Bizarro Superman or that entire wave with the John Stewart Green Lantern. They haven't. I mean, we got that initial round of image for each one in that wave, but they haven't. We haven't gotten the full detailed images or anything, or any kind of pre-order information. So probably, I mean, I think should be probably the next round of DC Multiverse figures that gets that kind of treatment. So probably within the next month or so, they'll at least probably start to go up for pre-order. Neil says, likely Mafex will do Darkseid and Steppenwolf. It's sort of like, I haven't heard anything, but I wouldn't be totally surprised. Um, I don't know. It's hard to say with those because the movie's not getting a traditional, theatrical release per se. So if we do get like a Mafex version of those characters, we probably won't see them for several years after the movie's seen release. So Damon says there's a new Spawn movie coming, he thinks. Yeah, well, I mean, Todd's been working on a new Spawn movie for some time. We really haven't got any updated info on that. So I don't know when we'll actually see that movie, but yes, McFarlane is trying to get a new Spawn movie made. Kyle, did I see the Amazing Flash trailer today? No, I don't think I did. Flash for like the Snyder Cut Justice League or something else. I saw a character poster for him. Robert. No, I have not seen any updates on the second Thomas Wayne figure either. Or the unmasked Red Hood figure. I did see an image, kind of a blurry image pop up for that one. Actually, I talked about a really blurry image on Friday, but there's actually I saw one that was less blurry than that one. Same image, but just less blurry, but still not great quality. Game Boy wants to see a 3-pack of WandaVision and Agatha. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see a Agatha Harkness figure at some point, but I'm not sure when, being it doesn't look like it's going to be in the second wave, which is what we're going to be talking about here in just a few. That's where the What If figures come in. Noob Master. I really hope McFarlane changes the date back to June. Well, I mean that's Amazon, but I do think Amazon right now. It's my guess is that's probably just some type of generic release date, and it'll probably flip to whatever the actual release date is, which again I'm pretty sure is going to be sometime this summer. Adam, is the exclusive you get when you buy all 4 crates? I assume we're talking about NECA. You're talking about the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. So Scrag is which we got our first look at this week, which we can flip over to that. Let me go back to the. So so we've this week. If you missed the news video, so we got a look at the crate number 2 figure, which I think it looks actually really cool. I ended up getting all 4 crates. I really had no interest in the movie crate, so I'm going to be selling that figure. But I'm liking the other figures. But so that's crate number 2. Let me get over. That's crate number 1, the Danny figure. Okay, so this is the bonus figure here, the Scrag figure, which has you're gonna get the human look and then the mutated look. So I'm actually pretty impressed with that figure. I'm sure probably people who not wanting to have to get all those crates are pretty upset about this one, but overall, as far as the figure itself goes, I think it looks pretty good. Mutated Scrag, yeah. I'm actually surprised I was expecting one or the other, but I wasn't expecting them to essentially give us both versions. So that actually was impressive to me. Again, I'm sure anyone not wanting to get the crates, that probably is just even more upsetting to them. But yeah, I think they did a good job. And again, I think this figure looks pretty good. And then this one, the Mirage mutated Shredder, I could probably live without. I have the other Mirage figures that NECA did, but I could probably live without that one. But this one, the Batman, dressed up as Batman. This one, I'm pretty excited for. Can't wait till we get an actual image of that one. So let's see. It's 8 o'clock. So let's go on and flip over to Marvel. So I posted up a story about this today on Marvelous News. So this news comes from the guys over at Whoosh. They've been doing some digging and found some more information. So I've talked about how there was going to be this year, there should be 2 waves of Disney Plus figures. So we've talked many times about the first wave, which should have U.S. Agent, Baron Zemo, Scarlet Witch. I don't know this for sure. I'm just simply basing this on what they did last Monday, but I would not be surprised at all if tomorrow we don't get an official reveal for the Scarlet Witch figure. Since her costume was fully revealed in this week's season finale. So I'm pretty sure, I feel pretty confident that's what this Marvel Legend figure is going to be based on. And just like they did with the Vision figure last Monday, I'm thinking they might reveal it officially tomorrow, along with like the Funko Pop version, which we know is coming because an image of that surfaced online from the back of the packaging of the White Vision. So again, we'll have to wait and see, but I would kind of keep my eyes out tomorrow for an official reveal of that Scarlet Witch figure, which should be part of the first wave along with the Vision figure. And then we've got Winter Soldier, and we've got Loki, and this one's listed as Captain America, but is generally thought that it is going to be some version of Falcon. But then, Wave 2, again, I've talked about in the past how it should be coming, but I've not seen any info on the specific figures. But the Fush guys have apparently, and I don't know where they got this info from, but I've not seen it myself, so I'm going by, they seem to have pretty reliable information as well, so I'm entrusting that they know what they're talking about here. But they are indicating that the second wave is going to be all based on the What If animated series, except for one, which is going to be based on the Loki series. So we're going to see one Loki-based figure in the first wave, which would be Loki himself, and then a second Loki-based figure. I don't know if it'll be another version of Loki or another character from that series. But between the 2 waves, it looks like we're going to get 2 figures from the Loki series. But then the second wave, which is due out in August, is going to be very heavy, filled with figures based on the What If animated series. Now, earlier this week, I gave you guys a heads up about that deluxe figure, that new $50 deluxe figure that's been listed. And the info I've seen on that one listed it as simply Hydra Stomper. That's how it was listed. So I'm pretty sure that's a code name. I don't know if that's actually describing the figure, but that's what I've seen. But the guys over at Fwoosh have updated their listing. Originally they had it listed as just an Avenger figure. Now they're listing it as a What If figure. So I don't know if they're making an assumption here based on that deluxe figure is going to be released around the same time as the second Disney Plus What If wave, or if they've actually seen something listed as a What If figure. I have not. The only listing I've seen for that deluxe figure, which should have a $50 price tag like the MODOK figure, is it just listed as Hydra Stomper. So we'll have to wait and see. But if it is a What If figure, then I think the speculation of it being based on the Mark 1 Steve Rogers, I guess in this What If episode that sees Peggy Carter, which I'm thinking probably is almost definite. I don't have any specific information, but I'm thinking probably is almost definite will be in that second Disney Plus wave. So Peggy Carter, in this What If episode gets the super soldier serum and kind of dons a British version of I don't know if they're going to call her Captain Britain or what, but obviously some type of Britain version of Captain America that will be Peggy Carter. So, but in this What If, I guess Steve Rogers doesn't actually get the super soldier serum, so he stays a scrawny runt, and he ends up donning this Mark 1 type Iron Man armor, which has a military theme to it. So I would not be surprised if the deluxe figure is in fact based on the What If series, that it's going to be this essentially this figure of Steve Rogers in the Mark 1 Iron Man type armor. Now, other guesses of single release figures that I could see, and these are just complete guesses. Again, I have no specific information on what figures. I haven't even seen them listed as what if figures, so that's completely from Fush, and so this is all just purely speculation. But based on what we've seen from the trailer, I could see this is T'Challa in an episode where I guess he ends up getting, he's the kid that ends up getting picked up and taken off into space and becomes Star-Lord. And then we've seen this zombie-ish Captain America. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets the figure treatment. That's that's scrawny Steve Rogers in the Iron Man armor. So if this deluxe figure ends up being, if this ends up being what the deluxe figure is, it'll be interesting to see if we get the scrawny Steve Rogers that will fit inside of it, or probably more likely you'd be able to take the helmet off and you'll be able to see the scrawny Steve Rogers head underneath. I don't know if it would be a separate figure or not, but maybe some version of Winter Soldier. So these again are just complete guesses based on what we've seen in the trailer. So I don't know. Sorry, I've been rambling and not looking at your guys' questions. Noonie M, did I order any of the crates from NECA? Yes, I did. I did all. Originally I wasn't going to. I was like, but then since I ended up liking at least 3 of the figures, including the bonus figure and the Donatello's Batman and the Shark figure, I was like, yeah, I'll get it, and then I will just sell like the movie figure. I don't collect the movie figures at all, so it's not that it's a bad figure or anything. In fact, if you collect the movie figures, I would think you would definitely want that one. And somebody already hit me up on Facebook asking if I'd sell it to him, and I told him, assuming I get it and everything okay, I would hit them up at that time, and so they got first dibs on it. But the others I plan on keeping. Again, the Mirage Shredder one isn't one I would probably buy normally, but being I have all the other Mirage figures, I'll probably go on and hold on to that one. Adam, question for you. When you sell figures, do you put them on eBay, another website? Adam, I generally don't sell my figures. I I have sold a few here and there. I actually have a classified section up on our forums on TNI where I've sold a few figures, and it's open if you register. As long as you register there, it's open to everybody and it's free. It kind of works like eBay, though you can't do direct cash. You have to conduct your actual transactions through essentially PMs or email, but it's set up very similar to like an eBay type thing. But I don't. I mean, I'm not saying I've never sold stuff, but in general, I don't sell stuff. I do have an eBay account, but I've done more buying than selling with that account. So uh, I, I but I guess to answer your question, if I was going to sell something, I probably would just go to eBay. It's just faster and easier, or I would again list it up on the forums and see if somebody would want to buy it there. I'm a huge pack rat. Okay, so and it's probably why I collect things, because I don't like to throw away anything. I'm always thinking, even if it's something I'm not like super into at the moment, I'm always thinking at some point down the road it's going to come in handy. Especially like when you're doing things like reviews. Even though granted I'm not doing a lot of reviews these days, but a lot of times you want to have those figures to be able to go back and do comparisons and references and all that stuff. So I generally hold on to my stuff. Which I probably shouldn't, because I have a lot of stuff that just sits in crates that will probably, not really ever see the light of day, but I have that pack rat mentality that I like to keep everything that I get. Captain Carter says T'Challa. Have they officially said that her name, or you're just guessing? It sounds catchy. I mean, I would think they would call her Captain Britain, but being that name is used by another character, I don't know. I mean, it's what if, so I suppose they could get away with. Man from the Room V, an OCD thing. Yeah, problem. Martinez says he wants Bunny Bebop. I did not. I did not get the crates last year, so I didn't get any of those figures. The electrified one I thought was kind of a funny idea, but it wasn't like one I was just dying to have. And then the Rocksteady and Bebop again were kind of cool, but I just there wasn't enough in the last round that it was worth for me to get them. So I didn't get any of the crate figures the first time around. I did have to laugh on the Loot Crate website where they actually kind of promote how the secondary market value on those figures are like going for like $300. I guess you could view that as them promoting scalpers, but the figures, sold out. I don't know. It probably wasn't the best way to market that, but I just had to laugh when I saw that on the Loot Crate website. I mean, those original Loot Crate figures, they didn't sell out super fast. I mean, I think if you really wanted them, you could have gotten them at price. Now that since they've been out, they're now you would have to go to secondary market to get them. So I don't necessarily view it as the same thing as scalping, but again, I just kind of had to laugh at that. Martin says, Jay, you think having going home Avengers Endgame, Fat Thor, Captain Marvel, a new haircut from 2023 from Marvel. If you're asking, do I think we're gonna get Fat Thor in his outfit, his warrior outfit for Marvel Legends? Yes, almost definitely. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be part of that new Infinity collection subline. I've not heard anything about Captain Marvel, so they might be holding on her until the next movie comes out. Roy says my channel is the best. Please keep it up. I appreciate it, Roy. I do my best. Neil says promoting scalpers maybe, but fans know what the figures go for. No secret there. Just ham-fisted marketing. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they were literally promoting marketing. They were basically saying, hey, if you buy these figures or if you go on and get these figures, they're going to go up in value, which is probably true. But it was a unique way of marketing that I hadn't really seen done by a toy company before. Boart Takeover says, "Can I still get the shark figure from NECA?" I believe so. I believe that all crates are still available for pre-order, and that you can either order all four to get the fourth, the bonus figure, or you can just order that one crate if you just want the shark figure. So, but last time I checked, they were all still available. Just go to the Loot Crate website, and you should be able to find it pretty easily. Kyle, will we ever get a Vomir Red Skull in the Marvel Legend line? I would love to see that, but I have not seen any indication of that. So I certainly think it's possible at some point, but again, nothing that I've seen would indicate that it's coming anytime soon. But I have not. I don't think I've seen all the figures that's coming in that Infinity Collection line, so it's possible it could be in there. I don't know, but I think it would definitely be a cool figure to see made. I really wish, I wish at some point in some way we get to see what happens when Steve Rogers takes the Soul Gem back there and ends up running into the Red Skull. That would be a very interesting flashback scene. Jay Blues, will NECA ever make a superhero line? Well, they've got Defenders of the Earth. That's pretty superhero-ish. I don't know what else. If you're asking like an independent made-up superhero line, but I definitely would consider their new Defenders of the Earth figures, which the first wave is now available for pre-order pretty much everywhere, like places like Big Bad Toy Store. So you no longer have to try and find them at Walmart if you haven't been able to find those there. Neil says, yeah, weird, especially when NECA went so hot wild to stop bots recently. Well, keep in mind, while Loot Crate is owned by essentially the same person that owns NECA, they're not the same company, so that was probably more of a Loot Crate thing, not a NECA thing. Um, so there is a little bit, there's a connection between those two companies, but they are not actually, run by the same people. So New Master, do I think we'll get Billy and Tommy Marvel Legend figures? I have a feeling we will be seeing them again, so I certainly wouldn't rule it out. Jerry says, rather see Quicksilver figure than Agatha. Well, I guess it depends on which Quicksilver you're wondering about, but we are going to see Age of Ultron Quicksilver this year, or pretty sure we are. Again, part of that Infinity Saga subline. So that one is we should be seeing. Now, the Quicksilver we saw in WandaVision, if we could even call him that anymore, uh, I have no idea. Jeff Todd wants somebody to make a $6 million man figure and Evil Knievel with bike and Greatest American Hero. I I don't know how excited I'd be for Evil Knievel. I mean, I certainly can understand the appeal for some. He was a little bit before my time. I remember the old Mattel toy where he kind of wind it up and send it zooming out. But I definitely could go for a cool 7-inch scale Greatest American Hero figure, and also Bionic Steve Rogers Bionic Man would be pretty cool. I had as a kid, I had the one where you could like look in his through his head, and it would have like the little viewfinder for his bionic eye. I remember having that figure as a kid. D Chilla says, "Nope, just Ralph." John Estrada, the boner figure. Could you imagine if they made a figure the boner? That would be that would be hilarious. It would almost be worth seeing them make that just so they could call it the boner. Jerry says, got the 3 Defender figures. Will they release the remaining 2? Yes, according to NECA, they will. They released images of one of them the other day and said both figures are still coming. And they've also indicated they've got others that they've been working on that we have not yet seen. So so far so good. It seems like with that line. Praying Rebellion with the super chat donation. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Best stream on YouTube. Thanks for all the content. Thanks for watching, man. Best thing is when you guys watch, but really, much appreciated when you do the super chat donation, which to me is kind of the tipping the, throwing some money in the tip jar. Not something you have to do, but definitely always appreciate the effort. Blake, they should do Marvel Legends WandaVision family pack with Wanda's new costume, Vision, normal costume, and the kids in their Halloween costumes. I think if they went something along those lines, they would actually probably do like all of them in their Halloween costumes, mainly because, the superhero costumes I think are getting single releases. But I could maybe see them do like a Halloween box set with Wanda, Vision, and maybe the 2 kids, and throw in Boner as a side. Big Dig Rock. With Spider-Man introducing Multiverse, do you think we'll finally get a Legends Raimi suit? Well, I have no idea since I don't really know if Raimi's going to show up in Spider-Man 3. According to Tom, he's not, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Well, I'm not going to go and delve into spoilers for WandaVision, being that we essentially were kind of the showrunners basically told us that if we were disappointed in the show because we made up all these far-fetched fan theories about it, I'm not going to go into any more theorizing about what we might see with these things because I don't want to be disappointed or get blamed for that I shouldn't be disappointed because I somehow had set too high of expectations. Even though, granted, when you drop clues, you're obviously people are going to have expectations, but sorry, if you caught my review of WandaVision, the whole series that I posted up on Marvelous News this weekend, you probably know what I'm talking about. Noob Master says, hope we will see a Carnage movie action figure. Well, assuming he actually appears in the movie as Carnage, which I'm guessing he will, then I think it's probably a safe bet. Kyle says, Mattel Henry Cavill Superman figures are the boner figures. That'd be nice to Mattel, Kyle. Martin, what Marvel Legends TV shows from Wave 2 will be in this wave? If you're asking what Disney Plus figures will be in Wave 2, at least based on listings, it looks like it's going to be all What If with one Loki figure, but don't have any specifics. And when I say Loki figure, I mean from the Loki TV series, not necessarily Loki himself, though it's certainly possible it could be another Loki figure. If he has multiple outfits in the show, it's possible we could get multiple Lokis. I don't know. Nestor says, when the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line reached its end, the one that got all the animated figures, even the loot crates, would think it was a battle worth fighting for. Well, I mean, those figures, they're not perfect. They're very delicate. Some of them break easy, but I enjoy them still overall. I don't have every single like I didn't get the first round of Loot Crate figures. I'm still trying to find the Rat King 2-pack. But overall, would be nice if it was easier to collect, but I've been enjoying that line. Adam Craig, we need Venom MCU figures. I believe I have to go back and double check, and I don't know any specifics, but I do believe there is a Venom, at least a Venom wave. I don't know if it's specifically a Venom movie, but would probably have, towards the end of the year. So probably would have some movie, but it'd probably be a mix. And again, I'd have to go back and double check, but I think there is something for Venom coming towards the end of the year. President Loki for sure. Yeah, that would be kind of an interesting figure for them to do. I mean, since I don't know what kind of cool characters we might or might not see in the Loki series, it's hard to say. But if there aren't like a lot of interesting looking characters that pop up in that show, then definitely as a second figure, I'd be kind of interested to see a President Loki figure. Martin, when's the next GI Joe classified wave? I'm not sure if you mean when's the next release, meaning when's Flint and Lady J going to be out? Probably in the next couple months. When there's an announcement, maybe we might see something next month from Hasbro. I don't know, but I think that after Flint and Lady J, I think we're probably looking at movie stuff. So that's assuming the movie gets released on time and everything. And there could be more. There's there's been listings for like Major Blood and Barbecue, which I don't know, could be Target exclusives, or Alley Viper, I think, as well. So I'm not 100% sure if those are Target or general releases or both. Kyle, could we get a Jared Leto Morbius Marvel Legend figure? I think that's possible. I mean, again, I don't have any specific details, but I definitely could see that. I don't know if we would get like an entire Morbius wave, but I could definitely see them doing that figure in possibly a future Spider-Man wave or something. Damien, any updates regarding Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates Wave 2 and 3? I've not heard anything recently. I'm waiting for, Big Bad Toy Store did some, they started taking new pre-orders for Wave 2 figures, but I remember, a couple months ago, they were saying after the Chinese New Year holiday, they expected those. Blake, love you, man. $50 super chat donation, much appreciated. Blake is definitely my number one fan. But anyway, going back to the question Damien asked about the Thundercats, I've not heard anything specifically updated, but I would expect at least Wave 2 to hopefully either by the end of this month or early next month start to ship. And then, if I remember correctly, Brian Flynn had said that Wave 3 should see release pretty soon after Wave 2. So, hopefully we'll start, the floodgates on Thundercats will start to open here soon, and we'll be getting those figures. I still have not determined whether I'm going to get that Thunder tank or not. I see them keep dropping like images and stuff of the tank, and the detail, like they showed an image, I don't have it handy, but they showed an image not too long ago showing like up close the control panel of the cannon in the back and stuff, and I mean it looks really nice. And I've been binging Thundercats on Hulu, so I've been catching up on, I had not watched Thundercats in a long time, so I've been actually I've been running on the treadmill in the mornings, and like I'll run 3 miles and watch 2 episodes of Thundercats. So, and one thing I realized about Thundercats that I didn't remember before, Thundercats apparently can breathe in outer space without any extra equipment or even space gear. They can just kind of wander around in outer space, just like it was on Third Earth. Apparently, one of the episodes they were out in outer space on the Feliner, and with the mercenary that had been hired by Mumra and to kidnap Lion-O, and they just jumped out of one ship into the, floated over to the other ship. No oxygen, no headgear, no nothing. I thought it was kind of funny. I also, as I've been watching these Thundercat episodes, it's kind of occurred to me that if Mumra had just left the Thundercats alone, it's like it's not like the Thundercats ever seem to go out of their way to try and defeat or capture Mumra. It's just that Mumra is always trying to kill them, and then they fight back and defeat Mumra during each episode. But if Mumra had just gone about his business and ignored the Thundercats, I think he could have probably done whatever the hell he wanted, and I don't think the Thundercats would have really bothered too much. I don't know. It's not like with He-Man, with Skeletor. Skeletor was always trying to get into Castle Grayskull and steal the secrets of Castle Grayskull, and of course then He-Man would have to stop him and stuff, or Skeletor would try and take over all of Eternia, raid the castle and stuff. But like with Thundercats, it's like Mumra pretty much is already all powerful, and the Thundercats are just living there on Third Earth. And again, it's not like the Thundercats go, okay, we've got to go find a way to like capture and do away with Mumra permanently. It's just like Mumra is like, I've got to kill the Thundercats today. Oh, I've got a new plot to kill the Thundercats today. Oh, I got to get the Thundercats today. And then and then of course they never work and such. But it's just, I don't know, kind of funny. Yep, Lord Vengar. Snarf actually saves the day on every episode. Well, not every episode, but yes, more than once, Snarf has definitely saved the day. D'Chalo, do you think there will be Marvel What If figures? I don't know if you're coming in late, but, and I guess if specifically based on the Disney Plus What If animated series, yes. It looks like most of the second Disney Plus wave that's coming out later this year will be based on that animated series. Do I think they would do comic book What If figures? If that's what you're asking, I don't know. Yeah, I maybe one or here or there, maybe, but no, I don't think. Maybe if the animated series became really popular and everybody was just like talking What If here and there, I could maybe see them do something like that, but but definitely cartoon based What If figures do appear to be in the cards. Jerry, when is Castle Grayskull coming here in the U.S.? I I think it has started to see release here in the U.S. I seem to recall here recently seeing some folks finding it, or actually it went up for, it was up on that's what it was actually, I think this past week, listed up on the Target website. I don't know if it was pre-order or actually available for purchase. But if they're not hitting stores yet, I would expect them to start hitting pretty soon. Swordpunk, what weird GameStop is claiming to get Flint Lady J in April next month. I pre-order with GameStop because they got me Zartan sooner. Release date, I never put a lot of stock in release dates because especially this year, they're constantly changing. But I would not be surprised if places start getting Flint Lady Jane sooner than the original date. I don't know if it'll be as soon as next month. Yeah, I wouldn't also be surprised if GameStop actually delays theirs a little bit, but who knows? But I don't put a lot of stock in release dates. They seem to fluctuate. Even under normal circumstances, they'll have a tendency to fluctuate. Some places will get them sooner than others and things like that. So, um, you know, and even though like places like Big Bad Toy Store, I mean, look at the Zartan wave. They got those in much sooner than they had originally listed. I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store before a lot of people got from, even started finding them at the big box store. So, it's kind of a hit or miss thing. I don't worry about it too much. They'll come when they come. So I'm not about having to have them first. But again, with the Flint Lady J, I wouldn't be too surprised if they actually start to show up pretty much everywhere a little bit sooner than what was originally listed for those. Super 7. Castle Plundar would be epic but costly. Yeah, but would you want to see a Castle Plundar before we got a Cat Slayer? I mean, you're right, it would be pricey, but I don't know. I think people would get upset if they did Castle Plundar before they gave us a Cat Slayer. Castle Plundar is pretty cool looking. It's a pretty badass looking headquarters, so it would make for a pretty cool, playset. But I think they almost have to give us the Cat Slayer before they could give us Castle Plundar. Quinn Comics says Castle Grayskull should arrive at his store by April 28th. So yeah, that sounds about right. T'Challa wants to see Hachiman and Ratara. I definitely could go for a Ratara figure. T'Challa pre-ordered Lady Jane Flint from GameStop. Again, I don't know if you have to pre-order them from GameStop, but I would definitely recommend you pre-order them as opposed to having to hunt around for them. I have, other than the Target exclusives, I have not had any issue getting my hands on any of the other GI Joe classified figures and that's because I just buy them online. I've not seen hardly any of them. Like many of you, I've seen the first wave. I've seen figures from the first wave, at, occasionally at like Walmart and Target, just because I happened to be there when they first put them out on shelves. They put like one case out. You know, they had one of each figure essentially. And that's the only reason why I saw those. And then I saw Gung Ho once at a Target, but I have all those figures and got them online very easily. So I don't even buy, other than the Target exclusives that, you know, you have no choice. I don't even bother trying to find any of the GI Joe stuff, you know, out at physical retail stores. And again, if I have to wait a little bit longer, then, you know, it's not a big deal. There's so much stuff that comes out now that, you know, I mean, if you only collect one line, if you only collect GI Joe, you know, it's maybe a little bit different. But if you're like me and you collect a bunch of different things, I'm like, you know, there's so many different things that are coming out all the time that, you know, if I have to wait a little while to get something, I'm okay with that, just because I can't afford to buy everything at once. Like I just got, like, I collect Transformer Masterpiece stuff, and I just got the RC Masterpiece that just arrived in the mail yesterday, because I had to wait a little while because before I plopped down, you know, the money for that one. But you know, I definitely didn't worry about being the first to have that figure. And same thing, like I just I pre-ordered the Stiltman figures. Like I got two Red Ninjas at Big Bad Toy Store. I pre-ordered them early in the week, and then I got a note like they were listed as pre-order, and so I pre-ordered two of them. And the Miles Morales Spider-Man, which I wasn't like super keen on getting, but it looked like on Amazon that figure selling for $33. And so I just pre-ordered it off a Big Bad Toy Store. And what was the third one I pre-ordered from the Stiltman wave? I can't think. Red Ninja, the Miles Morales Spider-Man, one other, and all of them are now in stock. They're in my pile of loot, so I'll have them shipping to me here pretty soon. And then the others seem to be pretty easy to get pretty much anywhere, so I'll just pick those up. I'm Well, I one of my favorite figures in the wave is Frogman for that Stiltman wave. I'm actually kind of waiting to see if it goes on discount at someplace like Amazon, kind of like the White Rabbit did, just because, again, you know, so many things to buy and so little money to buy it with. Ever wonder if Hasbro will make mass toys again? Sword Punk asks. If the movie comes out like has been suggested, then I would say almost definitely. But I would, you know, again, it's gonna hinge on a movie, I would say. X Xfigs. Any sorry, didn't want to screw up your name there. Any news on the release for the McFarlane DC Red Death Gold version? No. You know, they released that image when it's like over a month now, and they were like, it's going to go up for pre-order on Walmart's, or it's going to go up for pre-order, you know, soon. And then I don't know what's been going on with the next round of gold label figures at Walmart, but they really seem to be dragging on putting those up for pre-order. But I've not heard anything, and I've been checking, you know, like Walmart periodically, and you know, so far they have not put it up there. You know, like I said, when McFarlane released the initial image officially for that figure, as well as like that Spawn figure, and I think maybe the third one was like a Warhammer figure. You know, they said it was going to go up for pre-order soon, which, you know, you never know when McFarlane says soon, but I would have assumed at least by now it would have, but so far not yet. Martin says, "What Avengers Endgame Wave 3 toys do I like?" I'm not sure which you're specifically referring to Wave 3, but if you're asking which ones that are out now, for Endgame are my favorite. My most favorite so far is probably the Walmart exclusive Captain America. The the Iron Patriot is a pretty good one as well. I'm looking forward to getting the Warrior Thor when it gets released. Chris says McFarlane needs to reissue Wonder Woman for Justice League with the sword and shield. Yeah, the thing is about that Wonder Woman is the one that they did for the, her movie is pretty much, from what I can tell, become a peg warmer. So my guess is they're just hoping that the Justice League movie will allow them to sell through their inventory of the, the 84 movie version. So I wouldn't hold my breath on getting another Wonder Woman figure from the movies anytime soon. Dachilla says he's itching to pull the trigger on Thundercats and knows if he does, he's going to be hooked. If you're talking about the figures, yeah, I mean, I'm I there are some characters like that they're doing that I'm not as super excited for, and the Super 7 stuff is tough just because they're pricey. They're 40 over $40 each, 45 I think now, but and like I did not get the first wave of the Super 7 Thundercats, even though they made some nice improvements over the Mattel ones. I had to be satisfied with the Mattel ones that I already had, but I definitely plan on getting probably all the figures in Wave 2, and I definitely want to round out the main team of Thundercats. I definitely plan on rounding out the main team of Thundercats, and the mutants too. So New Master, when is Injustice 2 Flash McFarlane coming out again? Off the top of my head, I don't remember the release date, but if you go up to, if you go on Amazon or Target, I think it's up for pre-order there. I think it'll give you a release date, but I don't remember off the top of my head what it's actually listed as. Swordpunk says the only Joes he doesn't have is Viper, both Cobra Guards, and Baroness, and it irks me that he doesn't have Baroness. I hear you, man. You know, I did. I've been lucky and managed to get all the Target exclusive stuff so far, but it wasn't easy. It required like getting up at crack of dawn and going and standing in line and all that bullshit. So I totally understand you. Hasbro on the Pulse put up a section on their website where they're starting to sell what is called partner exclusives. It's not entirely clear. I mean, right now they've got a few of those Transformer Red figures, and a board game. Some people think they're going to put things like Cobra Island figures on there. I personally don't think that's the case. Not because I know anything, but just knowing how exclusives work. I mean, Target pays for those exclusives, and so I don't think they're going to pay for those exclusives so that somebody else can sell them, even Hasbro. Some exclusives, they don't end up selling through all the inventory, and so we do sometimes see stuff that goes to other retailers eventually. But I don't think that's the case with those Cobra Island figures. I don't think there's inventory for those just sitting around idly by. So I wouldn't hold my breath on Hasbro Pulse getting things like those Cobra Island figures. Again, I won't say for sure. If they do, they'd probably sell out in seconds. But I have a feeling that any exclusive that pops up on the Hasbro Pulse from another store is going to be one that's in less demand, that just didn't sell through all its initial inventory. So Martin, do I have Hulk Hogan toys? I have a few like WWE Mattel Hogan figures, but I don't have like a ton of Hulk Hogan. I'm not super into wrestling, so but I do have, I have a regular Hulk Hogan figure, and Yeah, actually, I think that's it. I think I have just a regular WWE Hulk Hogan figure in his yellow out, in his classic yellow. I was bummed. I got an email, I think it was this week, from Big Bad Toy Store saying that the Sergeant Slaughter figure was delayed until I think it got pushed to the summer if I remember correctly. I know we had talked. Somebody had mentioned that it looked like that figure was getting delayed in one of the previous live streams, but Big Bad has kind of made it official now. Joseph is still trying to get his hands on the first two turtles from Super 7. Well, did you see that they put those variants, which essentially are the same turtle figures, only with some very minor paint deco changes, a while back, giving an opportunity for people who missed out on the turtles the first time around? I don't know. I haven't looked to see if any of those are still available. T'Challa says, I think Hasbro will reissue a lot of the Joes in different paint apps. They know people want these Joes, and Hasbro wants our money. Yeah, I mean, do I think Baroness will get another release at some point? Sure. I think, they very easily could do that same Baroness figure with like a blue outfit as opposed to black, dark blue. So I definitely could see that as a possibility. They may even do just a straight up re-release at some point of just the Baroness without the motorcycle. So, I mean, if you haven't been able to get something like the Target exclusive Baroness, I don't know how long you'll have to wait, but I do think it's probably likely that you will get another opportunity at some form of Baroness again. And same thing with the Viper, Cobra Viper. I'm sure they'll do very similar to what they did with the Cobra Trooper, where they make some slight differences and then reissue it in the regular line. Beachhead. Beachhead's a little tougher since he's not as is probably nearly as popular a character as others. So, Beachhead, will he get a reissue? Maybe at some point. Out of all the Target exclusives that have been released so far, Beachhead would probably be the one I would be most concerned with, possibly seeing a reissue. But like Baroness again, she's going to get some type of reissue at some point. YFC says his Target has 5 Grimlocks today. I assume you mean the Grimlock with the wheelie? I didn't see 5, but I did see that one at one of my Targets a couple weeks ago. I didn't get it. I have my MP Grimlock, so that's good enough for me. I did go on and get the new Jazz figure, which I think looks really good. Which is part, they released as part of the studio series. So I did go on and get that one from Big Bad. It's in my pile of loot. So Jeff Todd says he wonders if McFarlane will do Lex Luthor. If you're talking about Justice League or, movie Lex Luthor, probably not, but definitely at some point I'm sure we'll get some version of Lex Luthor from the comics or something from them. Martin says, you can't wait for the Falcon Winter Soldier TV show. Do I think the real Captain America shows up in the show? Yes, I am. Even though I ended up being a little disappointed in WandaVision, I am still excited for Falcon and Winter Soldier, mainly because it's going to have, my one of my favorite characters in it with U.S. Agent. Do I think Chris Evans will show up? I certainly think it's possible. In fact, I would kind of think it was weird if he didn't, but I don't, who knows? I say it's kind of weird because, I mean, he's still alive. He hands him the shield at the end of Avengers Endgame. So what, he just disappears and is never seen again? So you would kind of think that while he's not on active duty in any way, you would kind of think he'd still be there kind of in some way in the background, but especially, since the show focuses on his two best friends, but who knows? But I am still, eagerly optimistic for that show, and looking forward to it. Hey, noob, gotta go. Thanks for checking in tonight. We're actually going to be wrapping it up here pretty soon, but definitely appreciate you coming in tonight. Osmond thinks if the Snyder Cut movie is good and popular, Todd will make more figures from the movie. I won't say it's impossible. Um, we'll have to, I I don't know. I still really don't know how this movie is going to end up being. A, I don't know how good it's actually going to be. I really don't have a feel one way or the other if this is actually going to be significantly better than what we got already or not. I'm trying to keep an open mind and I'm hopeful, though if it is much better, then I'm going to be upset because I don't think we're going to see anything more from the movie. They're not going to continue on from this movie. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it, but even if I personally think the movie ends up being really good, just in the nature of DC movies, there's always seems to be two camps of DC movies, either people that hate them or people who love them. And so regardless of how good I think the movie might end up being, I've got to imagine there's still going to be people who don't like it and end up hating it. And but I don't know. I really, going into this movie, I really don't know what to expect other than it's going to be a long ass movie. It's going to be like 4 hours long. Definitely glad it's at home because I would not want to have to sit in the movie theater for 4 hours. Um, but I really don't have a good feel one way or the other whether this is going to be good. I got to figure at the end of the day we know what happens. They're not going to really change the final outcome, but I'm excited for it and I have my reservations about it. I guess is the best I can sum it up. But whether McFarlane does more figures from the movie, I don't see it being a big giant retail blockbuster selling thing where they just start cranking out tons and tons of merchandise for it just because of the nature of what it is. Um, but it's certainly not going to say it's impossible that we couldn't see additional figures down the road from this movie. Chris Simpson, do you ever feel McFarlane is shy diving into all feature film DC figures? Batman 89, Reeves, Superman. Yeah, I don't really. I feel like, and to be completely honest, I don't think the movie stuff is Todd's strong point. Just looking at some of these, Snyder Cut figures, the face, the likenesses are not dead on 100%. So I don't think the movie stuff really is Todd's main strength. He likes to do kind of the off the wall, stuff, and that's really where I think his figures really tend to shine. So I think the studio with a lot of the movies, especially the ones that are going to be in the theaters and stuff, expects companies like McFarland to do stuff for the property, but when you're talking about going back and doing, Christopher Reeve Superman, which I mean has been done by multiple companies, Mezco just did it, NECA did it, so it's been done. I would say that Todd probably is not terribly enthusiastic about going in that direction with his figures. If it's something that's in a movie that, again, where the studio is going to want, representation of it in toys, then I think you'll see it. But otherwise, I wouldn't expect Todd to go in that direction on his own. All right, we've gone an hour and a half, so a little bit longer than I was hoping. So I think we are gonna call it a night here. But I want to, we had a full house tonight, so really appreciate everybody who's tuned in. I'm probably, for right now at least, probably gonna keep the live streams to just on Sundays. Probably, maybe when Falcon Winter Soldier picks up, maybe we'll pick up the Wednesday live streams again to talk about that stuff. But for now, I'm just gonna say probably next live stream will be next Sunday. Definitely planning on probably we'll be doing a regular news video tomorrow, especially if we get that WandaVision official Marvel Legend reveal, like I'm kind of thinking might happen. Look for a regular news video tomorrow, and then probably at least one other this week. Maybe two, depending on how much stuff. You never know how much news is actually going to come out in a week, so a little bit will depend on that. But definitely one or two regular news videos, and then we'll do another live stream next week. So, as always, again, everyone who did the super chat donation, really appreciate it. Love you guys. Stay safe out there. Please do subscribe to the channel. Let me pull up my little. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Probably most of you watching are already subscribers, but just in case, hit the bell notification. And as always, stay safe. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification to alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.